Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, the old man warned them to stay on the main road. The old man warned them not to go looking for that silver mine. Maybe the old man should have warned them about the murderous cannibal family that lives in the hills. Tonight's movie, The Hills Have Eyes.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! The Year of Infamy! The Year of Infamy! Yes, and tonight's episode number 30. That's right, only one episode after tonight, and I've got kind of a Halloween themed one for you tomorrow, so, stay tuned, girls and boys. Anyways, and, tonight we have another classic, and like last night's Don't Look Now, maybe I'm not going to be as fair as I should be. I mean, don't get me wrong, Don't Look Now is actually a pretty good film. It's probably even great in some aspects, but for me, I just wanted it to do some things differently, to actually add to the tension, to add to the madness and the psychological horror of the whole thing. And so, to me, it was just like, not as good as I wanted it to be. Anyway, but tonight we are going to go back in time to the movie The Hills Have Eyes. Yes, The Hills Have Eyes. Wes Craven, returning after his debut with Last House on the Left. Anyways, so making this movie probably, this and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the ones responsible for the cannibal redneck murder family trope that has become super popular, after these two movies came out, of course. But back then, kind of original ideas. Anyways, so let's move to what The Hills Have Eyes is about. So what is all about The Hills Have Eyes? Anyway, it is about a family. They are on their way to California. They stop at a sort of gas station, though it looks like just like a ramshackle shack out in the middle of nowhere. Anyways, to get some gas, they are warned by the proprietor of this place that you should just stay on that road and go straight to California, because apparently the family is having a big outing, celebrating the father's and mother's silver wedding anniversary, and apparently they have a silver mine that was given to them for it, and I guess that seems like a gift you would give. And of course the father wants to check it out, and it's off the beaten path, but apparently off the beaten path is where we have a murderous, cannibalistic redneck family. And of course the family ignores the wise warning of the old man. Go off the beaten path, get into a car accident. Yeah, I don't know how you get into a car accident on a super wide road with nobody else around, but they managed to do it because in horror movies, cars are made out of sort of a frame of toothpicks, and paper mache, and axles are made out of that styrofoam stuff that just breaks super easily. And so, yeah, the cars just get fucked up in horror movies. It's just what it is. Anyways, and of course, because of that, the cannibalistic redneck family figures it's time to strike and get some stuff and some people, and maybe get a little rapey at the same time. So let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore. I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. There's a bit of blood, but there is some nasty. There's a really cool scene where a guy's kind of ankle gets all messed up by a dog, and it's just like his bones are broken. And it's just, it's gruesome. I mean, that alone adds a bunch of score to this violence and gore score. But there's also a guy getting set on fire. We get some stabbing here and there, and so pretty decent. 3.5 out of 5. It's kind of the brutality of it too that really that really hits home with this score. So anyways, 3.5 out of 5. Moving on to shock value, it is a 3 out of 5, and usually there's a couple jump scares, but honestly, it's mostly about like what the family, the evil redneck family, wants to do to this other family that creates the shock value moments. And I don't want to get like too much into it, but let's just say for me, anyways, I find the content shocking, even this many years afterwards. So there you go. So moving on from that 3 out of 5, we're going to plot, which is also a 3 out of 5. I'd say it's super original, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of did it. But this did it differently and didn't have like a skin wearing, chainsaw using maniac. Instead, they're just a bunch of crazies who like to ambush people, steal all their stuff, kill them, and eat them, basically. And the plot itself is pretty straightforward. The convenience of how the car accident happens, with, they're on a road and the map flies in the face. There's like, jet fighters flying over, and that scares them, which, by the way, is the only time jet fighters were ever flying over them. There wasn't any, jet fighters flying over after the car accident, which would have seemed like, hey, there's a car and a RV type of thing, trailer out there. Maybe we should send some MPs out there to check it out, make sure everyone's okay, make sure that they're escorted away from the missile test base. I don't know. I'm just saying, So there's some of that. So the plot score definitely gets knocked down a bit, but otherwise it's logical. It's straightforward. The ending just kind of happens. And you kind of want to know, what happens after that? It's kind of up in the air, so that kind of abrupt ending also kind of dings the score, but still overall solid, 3 out of 5. Moving on to acting, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. Look, there's it was going to be average, but this just the sister in this movie, the blonde sister, just, oh my God, she just... don't leave me, don't leave me. I was just screaming that out. It was just like claws on a chalkboard. It was just, oh my gosh, just super annoying. And so yeah, I'm gonna hit you down for that. Also, a little bit, I don't know, some of the acting from the characters that are supposedly the redneck monster, the redneck family of cannibals. I don't know. Some of the performances are so uneven because, at one point, they seem like, okay, they have some sort of education and they know about things, but in other points they seem like they're really stupid, and so it just feels kind of uneven. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just gonna give it a 2 out of 5. Moving on to Nudity, I am gonna give this a 0 out of 5 because yeah, surprise, an exploitation classic doesn't have actually any nudity. There's an attempted rape, and there's also a sex scene between a wife and husband, not the silver anniversary people, no, but the younger couple, but you don't get to see anything, so yeah, 0 out of 5. You sort of dropped the ball on that. You're gonna need those extra points, you know that, right? But anyways, so moving on to enjoyment factor, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. I enjoy movies like this. I enjoy the old, grainy, really dark when it's dark, hard to see, shadowy type movies. I think it gives it an extra layer of depth. Sometimes with newer movies, they're so clean and you can see everything that you really don't get that light and shadow effect as well as you do in these movies. And also, it's kind of like how, like, I don't know, people who like black metal, like the original black metal had to be lo-fi and grainy and low production value, to kind of give it that extra edge and evilness. I think it's the same type of thing with horror movies. It kind of gives it a more creepy vibe. So I know, like, people today probably be like, it looks bad, it looks old, and I wish there was like more flash and action and shaky cam and whatever. I don't know, but I'm just saying, no. This is a fine film that is entertaining and rather quick. About less than an hour and a half, it does kind of speed through. So going on from that, my overall impression is a 3 out of 5. It is, one of the precursors of the gigantic Cannibal family movement that went on through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s and 2010s, and will probably go on through the 2020s if we live that long. I don't know. Anyways, solid film, a classic film and an important film, a historical importance film, and there you have it. The Hills Have Eyes. That averages out to a 2.5 out of 5, which, like I said, for an exploitation film, you would think it'd win a little bit more on those bonus points, but it didn't. So, it is what it is. But so tell me in the comment section below, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Have you seen it? What do you think? Remember, rate, comment, ring the notification bell, subscribe, all that stuff. Maybe not necessarily in that order, but anyways, oh my goodness. Oh, the tiredness is hitting me. Anyways, that is it for tonight's episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. And remember, Internet, to stay scary, and also remember, when the old guy warns you not to go off the main road, you don't go off the main road. You just don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, especially back then when you don't even have GPS and shit like that. I mean, it's just not gonna happen. You just don't do it. Just don't. And also, if there's a bunny rabbit in your path, your choice is to wreck the car or hit the bunny. And you're in the middle of nowhere, you hit the bunny. Just hit the bunny. The bunny should know better. The bunny should be like, oh, apex predators all around me. I should be on edge and be able to run away from trouble. But no, a big freaking car coming my way. I'm just going to sit there in the middle of the road because, I don't know, whatever. That's it.